DCQ running it back against another Luke player in NL. He fell short to Chris Wong. 3-1 in the winner's side. He can make amends here and try and aim for that run back, but this is a tall order. Like I said, NL is very good at understanding the pressure, the psychological mindset of players under conditions like these, and he's been running at people, running rampant against them. Literally, Knuckle Do, Xian, and he beat Kawano in the mirror. Now he has a chance to beat one of the best JPs in the business with DCQ. And if anything, if he watched what happened with Chris Wong and DCQ when his neutral was getting punished severely by whiffing and committing to the down forward heavy punch, he will take those notes, but he's got to be careful about whiffing his own normals and heavy attacks there.
That's truly vicious. NL, you got to take that page book from Chris Wong's Bible of Luke, but it's going to be DCQ. He's not even going to give NL a chance to whiff a button or press one for that matter.
As the departure looming over his head there, lets it automatically detonate. It catches him with the brutal spike, and he gets the DI.
I like that option select just in case they drop the timing. DCQ, not only the damage, but also the departure right in front. NL, he gets snapped on.
All the top players are doing it, man, and he tried to do a back medium punch for whatever reason. He gets throw bait, and he's actually near burnout here, so all he's got to do is block a normal. There you have it. Puts him in burnout here. He's got regular amnesia, he's got level 1, but he's going to cancel into the level 1.
That was so slick. Even after the launch of the target combo, DCQ was caught mid-air, hence the air reset, and was able to land in time to punish successfully.
That was lucky for him, a happy accident as we like to call them there, and he has to be very careful. Hopefully he hasn't got PTSD in that mid-range because of what Chris Wong did to him.
Oh, definitely not. Well, actually maybe. NL, striking first already. Dash up. Checking with a low medium punch. Again, the stop sign of a medium kick. And I like the interruption against the forwards. Heavy punch. Could
have been a frame trap there if he committed to the target combo, but he didn't want to do that. Gets a back throw. He's about to build Super Art 2 as well. Good exchange there with the departure. And here you go. Good conversion. He looks like he's going to go to the full thing.
You got to set it for level 2.
No, level 1 can do it. Level 1 should do it.
Not enough. Don't let it happen like this. Oh, don't let it happen like this. What did I just say? Does he build enough? No, he dropped the timing. But still, NL on offense.
That's going to punish.
That's going to punish indeed.
Here we go.
And of course, the riskiest thing you could ask for, the sweep.
Dude, if that was blocked, that was -10. That could still be caught by a level 1. I'm not sure level 2 would have worked because basically...
No. I don't think the hurt box lingers enough for you to get that really, really close.
Well, I mean, even level 2 basically goes nowhere. It was basically like the CA in Street Fighter 5, and that went nowhere anyway, so it had to be guaranteed punish. But DCQ gets the first game. This is what happened against Chris Wong. So let's see how NL adapts. He's still whiffing that crouching medium kick in the mid-range.
How many times has NL dropped the important flash knuckle sequences? That's twice over. One was for the game, or the round, no, game winner, excuse me. But this time, starting things off, he had already missed the timing.
Try to feint there, and he gets the parry bait with the back throw and sets up. Nice departure, and we'll let it loom over his head. I like that NL stop throwing sandblasters because of the automatic detonation.
You saw movement as the option from DCQ. He tried to jump out of the way, but the free jump frames does get clipped, and NL firing away with a sandblaster, a little bit of the stop sign from medium kick, trying to find his way in DCQ. No Phantoms inbound just yet.
Outside of certain buttons, DCQ's not prioritizing with punishing Luke's buttons. He's looking for something else. Some arbitrary knockdown or something there, and he beat him to the punch. No drive rush cancel, but there it is on block. Resets things to neutral again. He's got to capitalize. Ooh, that was huge!
You're talking about capitalize? Again, what is happening? Oh, this is huge. This is even bigger. Don't drop that.
He kept
Don't drop the rest of that.
He kept it simple with the sandblaster into the heavy uppercut. Didn't even need the uppercut version there, but again, DCQ falling short in the neutral here. Perfect parry, gets the throw. Has to be laser focused on how he defends, gets the parry, and he's going to side swap and burn him out. This is what's going to happen. He might only need 1 DI and set up something nasty. There it is. Okay, he's going to have to do the second one. And he sets up something else instead.
I think he's looking for that either way. Yeah, he's going to set him up. Nice! With a switch up on the mix of the target combo.
Here comes the pressure. He's got to guess the ghost, and he guesses correctly.
He guessed correctly.
Because that is one of the most deceptive mix-ups for JP in the corner. Beautiful guess. And I saw a down forward heavy punch come out again.
And he ducked last-minute jammers.
He didn't want to burn himself out because he wasn't sure if that combo was going to kill him to the level 1. The crouching fist gets the trade.
Who would have guessed it? Who would have guessed the throw was coming? DCQ, more than ready to take that risk either way. NL with the uppercut already ready for DCQ's approach in the air. This neutral has been so aggressive from the side of NL.
He has indeed. Trapped in the corner, and that was ambiguous. I don't think he knew which side, so he didn't want to commit. So he takes the light combo instead, and he's back to full screen. Now he's hit with a medium. He's tried a heavy, tried to sneak in there with a drive rush light. That was not what he wanted.
NL tried to pursue afterwards. That was a counter hit on DCQ.
Good fadeaway. The check there as well. He's going to set up shop there with the departure and then close the gap. I like that he dashed in and walked away to see what DCQ would react to with that dash. One buffer into level 3. He's going to get the conversion to level 3 if that crouching meeting kick connects.
Flash and green, both on the other side as well. NL still trying to chase down DCQ. So elusive, as we had alluded to earlier. We talked about it. DCQ, one of the toughest to nail down. And again, that very, very last delayed tech throw, creating so much space between the two.
Good resilience on defense here. Takes the grab this time around. He can afford that. He's got a colossal life.
Oh my! What was that?
He's being patient about it. And NL needs some drive gauge to work before he commits to a drive rush cancel again. He needs a bit. And he's going to have to deal with this. What's the commitment going to be? Jumps away.
The defense!
Beautiful.
So important to get out of that situation. It could have caused him a burnout. Heck, he could have gotten opened up.
That was a masterclass, which means if DCQ gets a conversion, he can't actually get the rounds because he hasn't got level 3 available.
Not even trying to anti-air.
He's focused on something else.
Oh boy. He's focusing on something else for sure.
Still got the level 3, 10 seconds on the clock here. He needs to make a big commitment. And
That is a huge punish counter. What?
Here it comes, and it's going to freeze the timer as well, so it doesn't matter. And it's going to give him the life lead he needs. It's not going to take the round, but he can back away. He can throw a sandblast to keep DCQ in check as well if he wants. And he waits, and he knew DCQ had to take the fight to him, which is why he was completely fine with dealing with that. Safe option, like I said, sandblaster could have worked there as well. But he kept it fine. Looks like DCQ is going to have a change of scenery, which is much needed, but he does not want to get double jeopardy by a loop.
I think that was beautifully done from NL with the situational awareness, really containing the possible chaos, considering what DCQ had left in storage with the drive gauge. I think that was the most optimal thing you could have done. Not trying to back away, not trying to play the timeout, forcing the error upon DCQ. That was stupendous.
It was sensational indeed. Gets a costume change back to the default. Sometimes a change of attire could do the trick in fighting games. But let's see what happens here. He really has to be careful with his neutral because that's where NL has been beating him most of the time. You can't rest on your laurels in the neutral game either with your zoning game because NL's actually been getting through that.
That's something we haven't seen ring out ever from NL, at least thus far in top 8.
Drive rushes in. He tried to run away. We haven't seen an amnesia yet, so let's see what happens. And he blocks it out for now.
The third one, a little bit too far, a little overzealous on that one. NL trying to reach down below, but DCQ having the whip punish ready.
Walks away. He's trying to wait for some drive gauge to come back while anticipating a perfect parry as well.
Word.
He's going to have to make sure that departure stays on screen. He's only going to get one to connect because the other one disappeared. Chases him down, tries to bait something here. Almost trying to get a throw tech there, but good fade away again. Look at these perfect parries there from DCQ. About to get Lavushka ready. Just weighing it down. Here it comes.
Oh, you just called it out. What's the defensive choice?
No, he got hit this time. It's going to be a full conversion into the OD stalagmites because at some point you're going to capitulate and try and force yourself out the situation. But sometimes doing nothing is the best option you can do. Throw a tech there from DCQ. I've got to say, dealing with the strike throw situation, especially after a drive rush cancel and block, he's played much better, much more comfortable as opposed to when he was fighting Chris Wong. Maybe it was that first set jitters because they were to kick things off in this top 8.
Man, what a delay on that crouching medium punch after the drive rush. DCQ not even trying to press the button after that, but speaking of, he does get the counter hit, full conversion off of the standing light.
I love it. Always dashing forward, perfect parry, and he gets the full conversion.
It's too far out. It's way too far out. It's so troublesome for Luke players to get that exact punish counter into a crouching heavy punch because of the pushback on it.
Has no horizontal range or a lack of horizontal range as well, that button there, the crouching hard punch.
It compensates with all the verticals.
You know? Blaster again, no big risk here from DCQ. He's just waiting to try and respond to what NL does. Takes a grab. He can't take another one. That's why he's fighting back.
Yeah. Bang, bang.
Yeah, that will be the round here. NL does have a fully locked and loaded level 3. DCQ needs that level 2 to be ready and available himself to change things around. Again, he's always been jumping away. You can chase that down with level 1 and level 3. We saw Luke players do that earlier today, but I guess he's picking.
Do it.
Yeah, I guess he's picking the opportune moment to do so. So again, he's got to make a choice now, DCQ.
That was a reversal. The reversal.
He said parry. He said parry.
Had to be parry. Okay. Okay.
Here comes Lavushka. I think he's going to go for the damage. Looks like it. Yep, he's going to keep it clean. Set up a departure as well. What's the choice from NL? Jumps away.
Good defensive decision making from NL, sniping him out of the way. And now the level 3 incoming. You already know what it is. That's game 2 in the pocket of NL.
It's going to be 6 punches that takes him into the lead in this set. Remember, loser goes home. NL is 2-1 up here. Could this be his time?
We're trying to see and find the adaptation coming in from DCQ as we take our time out into the character selection screen. Now, there are some things that NL hasn't really shown us up until this point in terms of his offense. I feel like, again, him prioritizing some of the light pressure, some of the safer pressure, getting some of the real frame traps going and forcing DCQ to make those errors. I feel like he hasn't gone to that as often up until this point.
Because his match presence is so strong, it's overwhelming. So DCQ really doesn't want to afford to do an amnesia and have it not work out in his favor, because it'll make him detrimental position. And he's trying to keep it neutral as well. And NL's actually been phenomenal at handling the level 2 super art as well, by the way. Checks it out here.
Knocking on the door, does a departure setup. Yes, sir.
Ah, okay, so he looks like he was going to vacate into the Doctor Strange universe, but he came back and joined us. Forgot his keys.
Forgot his key. Oh, that was so delayed. DCQ, I can't even imagine what that anti-air attempt was.
Hit him with the hammer of justice there and gets the forward throw. It's him down with the forward throw again, and he might try to sneak in a third one if he has to, and he tried. He tried to tech.
It doesn't matter, though. He manages to get the third spine buster after what could have been kind of disastrous. He did get the appropriate throw bait. The jumping heavy punch just not quick enough.
He seems very scared in the neutral, the mid-range
here. What in the world?
Yeah, being stubborn enough and gets his conversion. Builds up another super art here as well. Still no amnesia. He has to jump out. He's being very safe with his defensive choices here, DCQ. He's doing things in trepidation at this point. Suppressor blocks it out. He does not know what to do. He doesn't know how to counter this.
The stagger as well. NL is looking for DCQ to walk back. He does. That micro step backwards opened up everything for DCQ now.
Level 3, yes he does. And this is not going to put him full screen. This is going to put him at a decent range here. Can set up a departure, but I don't think he wants to splurge that meter. Not there. That's why he goes for a throw instead. That medium punch on the counter hit. Doesn't get anything. Charges up. I don't know what he did. Dude, you do not want this to turn into a calamitous situation. He's overwhelming him.
I think it has been.
Away, overhead, blocked. Yes. He can mash out a super at some point if you're not careful. He's going to bait him into doing a phantom or something so he can catch it.
Oh, no whip punish! Whip punish!
Can he build level 1 in time? No. Just holding it down here. NL just needs one drive rush opening if he gets it, but no, he can actually chip him instead. And that's what he was looking for.
What was that? What was that? You saw the attempt at the reversal from NL.
He had other ideas. He was mashing after 2 OD moves, were unsuccessful here. And it puts DCQ with a little bit of a lifeline. Throw him a bone and he'll take it. Try to check with each other with the crouching medium punches. Not quite working out here. DCQ's been on the back foot for the most part, but he's managed to turn things around from a dangerous scenario. Away as well. Taking that risk there. Try to bait something. Burns himself out.
DCQ is not biting for any of the green stuff right now. These drive rushes have not found any of the options that he was looking for on offense. DCQ now able to swing a little bit more comfort because of the fact that NL is in this burnout state now. DCQ, he's looking to walk him down a little bit more towards the middle screen, but
it's allowing NL to replenish his drive gauge, and it's completely refreshed now. By not doing anything, he actually gave NL a second round of dry stock, and he could have got a button into that.
He maybe thought the spike was going to come in time for the punish counter.
Did, and he blocks it out. Sneaks in a throw for 20%.
Departure double time.
Oh, hello, I didn't see that before.
Instant snap, by the way.
This is good, but NL still looking for that drive rush opportunity. Almost got him. Put him in near burnout as well. Can't be too risky with any spike or any jump. Perfect parry, closing the gap. He wants a drive rush cancel there. Does DCQ. He doesn't want to take a fat combo into CA. He really doesn't want this.
That was such a sneaky dash.
Well-timed dash as well.
That could have been huge. Oh, he's
not biting. He's not biting. He's not biting. Not now, because he'll lose the game if he does it.
He's out. Yeah, he's just trying to clear the distance.
Dude, he is shook right now. He is so shook right now.
His micro walk back again saves the day. DCQ still in the game, 2 apiece. What a decision to micro walk back.
The determination. After having throws blown up earlier in the set, he said, I am not doing this. I will be tenacious in this regard. And again, because if he makes that mistake, he's out of the tournament. And we saw NL try and take advantage of that with those arbitrary dashes, catching that grab, and he thought he could condition him into doing something else. But he said, I am not biting.
Not at all, by the way. There were so many moments where I was so certain DCQ is like, you gotta throw out a normal there, brother. You gotta throw. You gotta do something.
No.
Even maybe movement. But the right movement that he did pick was that micro step back in that mid-range. Beautiful duck of DCQ. Dude, got a good hit on his shoulders, man.
That's why these players at the highest level have to make these chief executive officer decisions. And there's our first amnesia, but he's going to successfully deal with it. Walks away. Low on drive gauge here, and I saw a down forward heavy punch. Gonna come out once again. Oh, checking in with that medium kick.
The aggression. Ah, yeah, he made it a true frame trap, as we were talking about, after the brutal spike.
Snaps his fingers, and NL's always dashing after the departure's placed above his head, just to remove that factor just for a split second before he goes back to see how DCQ reacts. Throwing out that crouching medium punch with malicious intent. Not before DCQ gets his conversion. He's low on drive gauge here. And he needs to play a zoning game while NL is actually trying.
Oh, what an empty jump that could have been so severe against NL.
No counter hit there, has to take the grab. What's the choice? DCQ wakes up with a button. He tried to get a stride bulk, but it didn't come out. Don't bait anything.
Whoa.
I think he caught him walking forward just for a pixel. I think he caught him walking forward.
That's the second time we've seen DCQ try to walk down NL, being in burnout, and he was just a little bit too antsy.
But he couldn't walk away either because there's nowhere to go to because he was trapped in the corner. So he's going to get the conversion into the stalagmite. And then another forward dash there. And then he decides to make an action on wake up.
A slight hezzy, getting a full dump out of damage. The Oki's there, spine buster, that's one. Dash up normally.
Nah, he's not taking, mate. He tried to get out and he anticipated the jump out there and he's still firm in his ground. He's going to try and escape a different way. Oh, and that is going to close it out. Conversion into the level 3. He tried to get escape time and time again, but he got sorted by the newspaper. And that is going to be NL advancing deeper into the bracket and closer to the grand prize.
It's so tough to see it go down the way it does because they are teammates, after all, in Street Fighter League. For the amount of practice that they've had, the growth they've had with each other league after league, it's insurmountable, man. This experience to have to face off against each other in the single stage is one for the ages. NL making a deep run on the loser side.
It looked extremely shaky. But when you're playing as JP and you have such phenomenal tools, an abundance of tools to work with in that toolbox, it's hard to pick the right one against the hammer of justice sometimes because he's just that strong and he's just that aggressive with his damage output. So again, we saw things. He seemed a bit more confident as opposed to when he was fighting Chris Wong, but even then, I sensed hesitation, I sensed reluctance in that gameplay. But he found his confidence back and he was slowly clawing his way back in, but still, he was fighting from the corner the vast majority of the time.
He really was, and to be honest, NL was tightening up the screws, right? How often do we see a heavy normal whiff or whiff punish, to be fair? But yeah, he hadn't whiffed any of those big heavy normals that we were used to seeing him do. Kind of maybe try to go for a counter poke. He's kept it nice and tight majority of the times, especially after the strength of light, and if he gets the stagger, he's looking for majority of the time DCQ to flinch, but we didn't really get to see that flinch towards the end of the set.
What I found interesting...
Oh, the Hammer of Justice. That's got to be renamed, right? It has to be.
Shout out to Ending Walker, he told me that name. But what I noticed as well is when DCQ was trapped in the corner, it was much more difficult. It was such a Herculean task to get out of the corner as opposed to when NL was getting out of the corner because you just weren't sure and you were so frightened about his damage output converting from anything and anywhere. Remember, his crouching medium punch and crouching medium kick are drive rush cancelable. Your crouching medium kick isn't. It can pester the opponent, it can badger them, but it doesn't get you the full conversion you want. And sometimes when he did get the counter hit, the punish counter, he didn't get the knockdown. And that was the most important thing he needed. And then again, so you see it right here. Wasn't biting. That looked like a delayed backdash or jump. Something happened there. Right. But NL was ready for that. And boy, is he feeling proud. He's had a very difficult run today. When you look at all the names he's been fighting,